What's up, you sweaty nerds and greasy degenerates? So, Kafka is getting a rerun banner really soon in Honkai Star Rail. So, a lot of Honkai Star Rail players are asking themselves the question, is it worth pulling for Mommy Kafka in 2024? Well, let's take a look at it. But I first of all need to say, to anyone who is on the fence about pulling Kafka, are you some kind of stupid person? Just look with your eyes, observe, okay? Look at what is on the screen right now. Are you some kind of idiot or something? Waifu over meta, husbando over meta. Are you blind? Look at the thighs, look at the booty, look at the physics on the boobs. Are you freaking kidding me? Sorry, I almost lost my cool back there. I'm just basically trying to say, if you care about your heart and your soul that you have inside of you at all, I think it's a no-brainer that you should be pulling for Kafka in this game. She very clearly has some plot armor, if you know what I'm saying. She literally has been nerfed in this game in terms of her physics, and it didn't matter because she still has the most banging, bodacious body in the entire game. Sorry, I almost lost my cool back there. We should probably look at a summary of Kafka's kit so we can decide whether she's worth pulling for or not. In this video, we'll be going over Kafka's value, whether it's worth pulling for her in today's day and age, what she means for the meta going forward, and characters that are coming in the future that will synergize with her really well, the new relic set that exists for DOT characters now, and also some very important pulling strategy for her, and some information that we can use to decide whether it's worth pulling for her or not, based on the information that will be coming to us in the patch 2.0 special programming, which just so happens to be arriving for us in the game during Kafka's banner. So all of this lines up really well and doesn't actually screw over players. So let's go over what we have going for us here. So real quick, for all of the players that have been around the block for a little while, that already know her kit, abilities, etc., we're going to look into her actual banner itself, because honestly, it looks like ass. And not good ass either, like her butt. I'm talking about some swamp booty right now, okay? Now, we're also going to take a look at the special programming coming for 2.0. Spoilers, it's about Black Swan, who is a Nihility-based wind-type character that will be replacing Sampo. Sampo is about to hit the bench. That thief in the night is about to hit the bench faster than the water boy, okay? Like, that dude is getting benched, okay? So let's take a look at that first, and then we'll look into her kit and what she brings to the table for the newer players towards the end of the video. Oh, what the heck? Oh, so this is Blade's banner. See, this is an example of a good-looking banner. Oh my god, what the hell is that? That is disgusting. Oh, Hook, Natasha, what is happening? Get that off of my screen. What am I looking? Oh, that's better. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh my god. So, on Kafka's banner, we're going to have Natasha, Sushang, and Pitch Dark Hook the Great. So it's not looking good for Kafka pullers right now, because that banner looks mid, okay? That looks like mid-town, okay? We're looking at mid-ville right now, okay? I'm looking at mid-Annapolis right now, okay? That is not a good-looking banner, okay? And I understand the reason why that's probably happening is because of Dr. Ratio, because Dr. Ratio's banner's probably not going to sell very well because we're getting literally a free Dr. Ratio in the mail. So this is... Unless there's some banner 4-star rotation that I'm not aware of, this might be Hoyoverse's way of dumping a bunch of 4 stars that we might not necessarily even really want on the same banner that nobody's really going to be pulling on. This would in the end, and will in the end up giving us really good 4-star selection for patch 1.6 part 1, which we already got, and really good 4-star selection in part 1 of patch 2.0, which we will be getting next after Kafka's banner. So this is looking really, really good for the future of our banners, but for right now, for Kafka pullers, it's looking pretty bad. But this is just even more reason to wait. Warning, do not pull for Kafka on day 1 if you are on the fence about this, okay? Wait until the 2.0 special programming when we find out about Black Swan's kit, because Black Swan will be a wind type Nihility character that will replace Sampo. Sampo is getting the bench, okay? And if you're on the fence about whether you want to build a DOT team at all, you'll know everything you need to know about whether you want to do that or not during the 2.0 special programming. And again, this will be occurring during Kafka's banner. So everything is lining up really, really well. Although the 4-star selection for Kafka's banner is pretty mid, everything else will line up in a way that does not screw over players. You'll know everything you need to know as long as you wait. Don't pull for Kafka day 1. Wait until the 2.0 special programming. That way you can make a well-informed decision on whether DOT is for you. And how are DOT teams doing right now? Well, in my personal opinion, DOT teams are one of the most fun play styles in the game. DOT might be my most fun playstyle to go with, especially if you're in Simulated Universe and you get the right build going. DOT's Nihility just pop off so hard. It is so fun to play. I'm like a kid in a candy store, okay? I'm in Simulated Universe and I'm like, look at all the bright flashing colors and lights. It looks so cool and it is so fun to play. And even when you're playing auto, you can just sit there and it's like watching a fireworks show. It's just awesome. DOT teams are very, very fun. Let's take a quick look at a tier list, though, for Kafka herself. Now, this tier list is Pridewin.gg's tier list. Take a look at the pinned comment and description below if you want to go take a look at that. I will put a link down there for you. But Kafka's damage and whatnot, it's not properly gauged, in my opinion, on this tier list, because you can actually outperform this tier list with well-built teams, which we can have. And this is not properly going to show Kafka's value once 2.0 comes around, because when 2.0 comes around, we're finally going to get Black Swan, and the overall damage of your entire DOT team is going to skyrocket when Black Swan arrives in this game. So hopefully you've saved up your Jade, because it's going to be literally Kafka banner, then immediately the Black Swan banner right after that. So hopefully you have plenty of Jade saved up for those two banners if you don't already have a DOT team set up, if you don't already have a Kafka. So like I was saying, on this tier list, Kafka's not doing as well as I think she should be, because I don't think this properly factors in the team synergies we can have. That's just my opinion. But single target, even without proper synergy, she is an A tier blast damage. She's still A tier, and in AoE, she's still A tier. She's A tier no matter what you look at it. She's AAA. And I believe that she's actually better than this. This doesn't properly show her value, in my opinion, because she's truly what unlocks the DOT meta. You need her if you're running DOT. And when you get Black Swan in the game eventually, the two are going to be insane together. It's going to be nuts. So in my opinion, Kafka value will actually skyrocket when Black Swan comes out. And I already think that she's performing better than what you see here. That's just my personal opinion. If you get a well-built Nihility team, they can really, really pop off. People are clearing Memory of Chaos 12 with their DOT teams. So I think that just goes to show the value. Even free-to-play players are able to do this with Nihility teams. So I think this just goes to show the value that already exists within the DOT spectrum. Now, for those that don't already know what Kafka provides, let's just take a quick peek at her kit just briefly before we kind of decide whether she's worth pulling for or not. So Kafka deals lightning damage equal to 160% of Kafka's attack to a single target enemy, and lightning damage equal to 60% of Kafka's attack to enemies adjacent to it. If the target enemy is currently receiving DOT, all DOTs currently placed on that enemy immediately produce damage equal to 75% of their original damage. This right here is what truly makes Kafka so darn good. She is a DOT detonator. Now let's see what her ultimate does. Deals lightning damage equal to 80% of Kafka's attack to all enemies, so it's an AoE, with a 100% base chance for enemies hit to become shocked and immediately take damage from their current shock state equal to 100% of its original damage. Shock lasts for 2 turns. Because of this 100% base chance, you barely have to even put any you barely have to put any effect hit rate on her at all, and she'll basically guarantee the DOT lands. So she can literally put DOTs down on everybody with her ult and blow them up with her skill, as well as everybody else's DOTs from your teams. While shocked, enemies receive lightning damage equal to 290% of Kafka's attack at the beginning of each turn. So she has a powerful DOT, and of course she has bonus effects when the ultimate is used. Enemy targets now receive damage immediately from all currently applied DOT sources instead of just receiving damage immediately from the currently applied shock state. So her ultimate literally has a very similar effect to her skill. So her ult and her skill, if you know how to play her properly, you can save her ult for really, really good moments. Rather than use her ult like every single chance you get right away like many other characters would, if you actually save it for a really, really good moment after you've applied a bunch of DOTs with your other characters, then you can detonate them with the ult and deal even more damage than you might think. She's an interesting character that with certain combat awareness, she can actually do even better than you might expect her to just from what you see on paper. Now let's take a look at her talent. Here's a follow-up attack. After an ally of Kafka's uses basic attack on an enemy target, Kafka immediately launches one follow-up attack and deals lightning damage equal to 127% of her attack to that target with a 100% base chance to inflict shock equivalent to that applied by her ultimate to the attacked enemy target, lasting for 2 turns. This effect can only be triggered 1 time per turn. Just for a warning, my number right here is a little bit off because I need one more trace for her talent, just that you guys are aware. I just never did it because it's not that much damage, to be honest with you. And my basic attack is not really leveled up with her because, let's be honest, you're never going to use a basic attack with Kafka. I just did it because I could. So her technique basically immediately attacks all enemies within a set range. Her technique, by the way, is really, really good. After entering battle, it deals lightning damage equal to 50% of Kafka's attack to all enemies with a 100% base chance to inflict shock equivalent to that applied by her ultimate on every enemy target for 2 turns. So she has a very, very, very good technique. This is a really, really good technique. I love using this technique because I like staring at her ass. And this is how you make her literally, her coat just goes like it's like she farts, and then her coat just goes and then like you can just see that she's the derriere extraordinaire, and that's how we're able to really get a nice glance at that booty she got going on. Anyways, Kafka is an amazingly good character in this game. I can't say enough good things about her. I don't always think that every character in this game is worthy of the rerun pull because usually we have other characters coming out soon that you'd probably rather pull on, and I do stand by that. Most of the time, you don't necessarily want to pull on a rerun because there's new really fun characters coming out soon, and so it's not always worth to do that. But Kafka is, in my opinion, one of those rerun characters that you might want to pick up because she truly takes DOT to the next level and unlocks that playstyle for people. Without her, DOT just isn't the same. So if you're interested in that playstyle, give it a shot. If this video was helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. And if you do, Kafka might let you touch her butt. Peace out.